mathematicians. Today we're going to look at some different operations with radicals. We're going to start with addition and subtraction. If we notice here, all of our square roots are the same. Square root of 2, square root of 2, square root 2. So I can combine anything with a square root 2. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to have 3 minus 5 plus 1. They all have a root 2, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to combine those. 3 minus 5 plus 1, negative 1 root 2. So we kind of treat that root 2 as if it's a variable. That stays the same. We're going to combine anything in front. So negative 2 plus 1, negative 1. There's a hidden negative 1 there. You can put it there or you don't need to. Root 2. For number 2, I have some that match, some don't. So I have a 5 or 15 root 11. What matches a 15 root 11? Negative 11 root 11. So I'm going to put these two together. Again, I'm not going to do anything with root 11. Since it's a subtraction, 15 minus 11, I'm going to subtract the pieces out front. 15 minus 11, 4 root 11. So that root 11 is like a variable. It does not change if I am adding or subtracting. I have two more pieces that match. What are they? Negative 14 root 13 and plus 6 root 13. They both have a root 13, so if I put them together, I have negative 14 plus 6, negative 8 root 13. Can these two pieces go together? No, one is root 11, one is root 13. They don't match. Next, when I look at these, I need to make sure that our square root is simplified as much as possible. So I'm going to use that list, all right, our perfect squares. So I need to look at 54. Is there anything that's a perfect square that goes into 54? I think 9 does. So I'm going to break up root 54 as root 9 and root 6. Don't forget the 4 out front. What is the square root of 9? 3. 4 times 3, 12 root 6. I must also see if I can break up 24. Anything on my list, go into 24. 4 and 6. Don't forget the 2 out front. What is the square root of 4? 2. 2 times 2, positive 4 root 6. And how about 150? Anything on my list, go into 150 evenly. 25 and 6. So I'm going to have root 25 and root 6, and it's a minus. What is the square root of 25? 5. So I have minus 5 root 6. All of these now have a root 6, so I can combine the pieces that match. 12 plus 4 minus 5. 11 root 6. The square root piece stays the same. So break these up, simplify our square roots, combine those numbers out front that match. Try this next one on your own. Break up anything if possible, combine to any that match. Let's see how you did. Could you break up root 12? square root of 4, and square root of 3. Bring down the 4 out front. What is the square root of 4? 2. 4 times 2, 8 root 3. What about 48? Anything on our list go into 48? $16 and 3. Don't forget our 6. What is the square root of 16? 4. So I have negative 6 times 4, negative 24 root 3. Lastly, 24. Was there anything on our list that goes into 24? 4 times 6. Bring down my plus 5. The square root of 4 is 2. 5 times 2, positive 10 root 6. Are there any pieces that match? These both have a root 3, so I have 8 minus 24, negative 16 root 3. And what else is left? Plus 10 root 6. These two cannot go together because one has root 3, one has root 6, and they do not match. Nice job. Next, we're going to look at multiplying. And here we are going to do the double distribute because we have a time sign, or the FOIL method where you multiply the first methods together. So I'm going to have 5 root 5 times 6 root 10. That's my first piece. My second piece, 5 root 5, comes all the way over here, times negative 2 root 6. So distribute the 5 root 5 to both pieces over here. That one is done. Now what do you have to distribute? Negative 4 root 3 times our first piece, 6 root 10, and distribute negative 4 root 3 all the way to the second piece, times negative 2 root 6. We're going to go back and do a little bit of combining. So I'm going to multiply what's out front and multiply what's underneath. So 6 times 5, 30. 5 times 10, 50. I'm going to do the same thing here. 5 times negative 2. And underneath their square roots, 5 times 6, 30. Same thing here, negative 4 times 6, negative 24 root 3 times 10, 30. And lastly, negative 4 times negative 2, positive 8, 3 times 6, square root 18. We're really close to being done. There's just a few things we need to go back and look at that we can combine. So square root 50, anything on our list that goes into 50? 25 times 2. What is the square root of 25? 5. So now I need to multiply what's out front. 30 times 5. 150 root 2. Anything on my list go into 30? No, but I do have 2 of them that have square root 30s. So I'm going to do negative 10 and negative 24 make negative 34 root 30. And lastly, 18. What from my list goes into 18? 9 times 2. The square root of 9 is 3. So 8 times 3, positive 24 root 2. I'm almost done. What do you notice here? Two pieces match. They both have root 2. So 150 plus 24 is 174 root 2 minus 34 root 30. Double distribute, multiply the pieces out front, multiply the pieces underneath for all 4 of those terms. Break up anything that has a perfect square in it. Combine the pieces that match. Try this next one on your own.